Welcome back. We are here for Brindlewood Bay, Golden Grifters, episode 19. Okay, so our mavens did a lot last time, so I would just like them to just narrate what they remember, and then we'll go right into it. We ended on coffee and blue eyes, so.
Well, we're investigating the murder of a photographer uh, who was set to photograph the book signing party for Claudia Oro at uh, at the Candlelight Bookshop. Um, and I have the wrong document open. Excuse me. I start very confidently, and then I realize I have the wrong window open.
You're doing great.
Just go forward with confidence.
Absolutely.
Last session we investigated Scarlett, the photographer's studio, and found that apart from her event photography, most of her work is around women and exhibitionism and eroticism and things like that, which kind of fits in with the lurid vibe of Claudia Oro's Black Glove Mysteries. We found some things there. We found an S&M magazine from the 70s with pages torn out. We found a threatening note in my handwriting. I beg your pardon. I did not write that. And we met a very handsome coffee shop proprietor, Frank Francini, proprietor of Umarell, and real silver fox with blue eyes, which is a bit unfortunate because Pearl had a vision involving blue eyes, and the image is kind of following her. And we're also he also runs Club Silenzio at night, where we're planning to go.
Yeah,
Feel
that's a
free to
pretty
jump
thorough
Yeah,
summary.
it's like,
Yeah.
that's
We
Uh-huh.
also we visited the police station at the beginning of last episode just to get the location of where our Miss Valentine,
Mhm.
whose name I cannot
Erica.
internalize for some reason, the police officer, Officer Valentine. Um, and we're going to Club Silencio tonight. We got
should like to mention that we Tompkins we
Tomlinson?
based Tomerson, whatever the heck his name is, that
Young
deputy we
man.
can't remember.
Tom Tom.
Yeah, we kind of bullied him in a glorious old lady fashion though. Like
Threatening to tell his mommy on him.
pretty much.
Bullying is such a strong word.
We used our elder privileges on him.
Right.
Respect your elders. Yeah. To get the info we wanted.
More like
And
the,
we were-
I don't give a shit.
Yeah. And we were very good. We just showed up long enough to give Deputy Valentine the evidence regarding the vandalization of JoJo.
Yep.
That's all we did.
We were so good.
As far as she knows.
As far as she knows.
We were so good. We were not meddling at all.
We were not tossing the place.
Although we probably were a little
Sai
bit.
and I were not tossing the place while Mazi was talking to her. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, very comprehensive, but I will say there are two things to keep in mind. One, somebody has a date. Somebody's got a dinner date. So,
One of
yeah.
you?
We may want to address that first. It's dinner. I mean, like, the club, as we well know, it's like, clubs don't usually open until very late. So absolute opportunity to do some kind of shenanigans over at the Blue Velvet Inn,
Shenanigans.
and then
Yeah.
because also too remember that Blue Velvet Inn is where Claudia and some of the other out-of-towners are staying, you know, during this event. And they were also told very clearly not to leave town until they figure out what's going on with this investigation. Okay?
Oh, I forgot one detail
Yeah.
about Umarell. Claudia turned up there, and Frank was clearly wanting to talk to her, and she was clearly like shutting him out.
Mhm.
And there's some kind of history there. We don't know the details, but it's very intriguing history,
They will love us.
I suspect.
But I mean, if she didn't want anything to happen, why did she come into the coffee shop?
Mm-hmm. And once she
Scandal.
saw him there, she could have left if she didn't know it was his place.
Right?
But she stayed.
But she
Mhm.
stayed. So we can. Okay, so obviously we're working on Blood and Black Gloves is the mystery of complexity 7. So mechanically, you guys have 9 clues that you can play with, and I'm just going to read them off just to kind of like, get some wheels a turning if they haven't already been. Pearl, it has a to be determined clue that she got from, I think, one of the moves. Evidence of police corruption. Risque postcards from Italy, signed E.V. Hyacinth is on one of them. A close-up photograph of a blue eye reflecting a slender blade. A repressed memory of an act of wanton violence recovered. An anonymous message in perfect Italian. Il fine giustifica I mezzi. My Italian is horrible, by the way, sorry. The end justifies the means. An overwhelming aroma of wine and leather in an unusual place. An S&M magazine from the 70s with several pages torn out. And finally, a threatening note seemingly written in Pearl's own handwriting. Okay? So again, complexity 7, clues, you have 9 of them, and again, you are welcome to start formulating a theory, but you can also, check out some more locations and do some more investigation. Sure. But in the meantime, somebody's got a date. And you also have conditions. Let's go over the mavens. Sorry. Yeah. So Pearl still looks like she has a sore ankle and blue-eyed unhappiness. Hyacinth has, Sai has the man in the mirror. There was like an interesting figment of sorts that had appeared last time.
Vision.
And Mazi, they messed with my car. Even talking about it can't get rid of your outrage.
Not until JoJo's back out of the shop and the
That's
person
not-
has been caught.
That's not even going to happen. Because we're still on the same day. And you said Mazi won't. Sorry. I'm just like, I am a little
You're
sad
concerned
that
for
we're not-
Mazi?
I'm a little concerned for Mazi suddenly.
Sorry,
I mean,
she's gonna go on a rampage and mess people up.
Like Christine,
Who's Christine?
the haunted car.
I don't know.
Stephen King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except
see.
Mazi's not a car.
No, not Mazi. I was talking about JoJo.
Oh. I said Mazi's gonna go on a rampage.
I assumed it would be in JoJo. Okay, I'm done.
No,
I'm going
I was
on mute.
thinking,
I love
I
you.
was
Go-
thinking just getting my battle pick from the
Oh.
Renaissance Festival. Just going swinging.
Oh no, the souvenir. Oh goodness. All right. Well, keep that handy. You never know when it's going to come in handy. All right. Okay. So, I offer it up because again, we have an impending date leading into like, checking out Club Silenzio, or you guys can do like a little bit of some vulnerable, sorry, wrong game. Cozy moves. Sorry, cozy moves. But I think we still, no matter what, at the beginning of every show, opening credit crawl, and then of course our theme song rolls out, and we need to see you all in your cozy vignettes as we enter into this afternoon/evening. So, what do we think we see, and who goes first?
I think it would pan back to a part of the town that we haven't seen much of, which is there's kind of, let's see, the Mucky Point was north of our town, right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, so we'll say that this is kind of maybe a little bit on the like the southern end of town. It's sort of on the outskirts. There's like a little bit more of like an industrial area, and that's where like the car collision places jacked up. And you're gonna see Mazi kind of getting out of like an Uber, looking a little grumpy, and it'll be sort of like showing her, just doing the like checking on Jojo, like asking the mechanic. It looks like she's asking a million questions, of course. Um, doing that sort of the very like Karen look of like, I want to speak to your manager, like you're not doing this right, can you, you're not giving me what I want. Like she definitely looks not just annoyed, but annoying. Like she is, they're like, oh man, we need to get this car out of here quick. But yeah, she's kind of just following up on Jojo, seeing if there's any like updates, or if there's anybody she could call. And I will say that as you see her speaking with like two of the mechanics, they're they seem to be answering questions enough for Mazi's liking. She doesn't look ready to like rip them in half. You're gonna see in there's one of those, I don't know if you guys have seen it, almost like car washes, and at some mechanic places they have that like glass window that you can sort of see from like a waiting area into the bays. I'm gonna say you can see like 3 hooded figures just kind of standing like just on the periphery in that room, like watching from the other side. Mazi does not notice. She's focused on Jojo. Obviously, she's like, whatever. I know you're looking at my car. It is cool. I know. So, yeah, she's checking in on Jojo.
Nice.
I think that maybe when we cut to Sai, she is going for an afternoon jog on the beach. She's a little nervous about her date this evening. And she just wanted to make sure that she was like all ready to go. She's working out some of that nervous energy. And so she's in her tracksuit, velour, let yourself go. It's real velour. And she's jogging along the beach. And as she's jogging along, you can see the camera sort of pans down to the beach, and you can see footprints, shoe prints, start to imprint on the sand behind her, slowly, ominously. Of course, she doesn't notice, and then she goes back home. Very simple one this week.
And we start out in Pearl's kitchen, as we so often do. But rather than baking, she's standing at the coffee maker and pouring herself a quite large cup, considering that this is late afternoon, judging by the slanting of the light. But Pearl's not used to the late hours that she used to keep as a younger woman, so she's going to need a little boost for the evening. Then she takes her coffee into her bedroom. The closet door is flung open. There are all kinds of clothes in there, just a huge range of outfits. And she flips through some hangers. Because of the angle of the closet door, we can't see what she's selecting. But she looks at something, nods in satisfaction. And then it goes to her dressing table and opens her jewelry box. There's, again, a mix of things in here. Some things look quite expensive. Some are kind of kitschy. It's This is the jewelry box of somebody who dresses for effect rather than personal taste and wants a variety of effects. But she's sorting through things, and as she selects a sizable polished malachite pendant set in twisted silver, uh, and starts looking through the earrings, the camera kind of pans a little away from what she's doing to focus in on the jewelry box. There's a set of sapphires there. Real? Fake? Hard to say. But the blue reflections in them, each one briefly turns to a staring blue eye.
Nice. Creepy, but nice. All right. Okay, so do we want any fanfare? Do we want any, like, hey, the girls are going to just meet you there, or like, you're thinking, oh, they'll leave me alone, like, just have a good time with Alonso. What do you think, Sai? Or do you
we
fully
remember
expect
his
them?
name? I think we should, cold cut right to the date. Everybody's sitting at the table. The girls are there, but they're a respectful distance away, theoretically,
Hmm.
for now, at the beginning. Are we expecting a dream sequence?
Does that only
From
happen
Pearl.
in the
I didn't know if it
morning?
was once per session or once per game or
I-
how often.
Let me double check that. Uh,
It says at the beginning of each session.
Each session.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Ooh, maybe you had like a waking dream or nightmare. I don't know,
Oh.
whatever it is.
I could have taken an afternoon nap.
Yes, that's true.
Honestly, because I'm preparing for a late night, and
Okay.
I need my sleep.
Girl, same.
Even with the caffeine, it's probably a
Yeah,
surprise.
it's a nap and then coffee and then go.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, let me take a look at this move again.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So I was just thinking about, I'm like, did you want to do that first? Or
Yeah, thank you for the reminder, because it's like
Thank you.
I tend to forget, like, okay, this is what it is. All right.
honestly, I only remembered because the blue eyes started with the dream sequence last time.
Yeah, and just kept on creeping you out, like, ever since. Okay, great. There's a lot of void stuff.
Backing up the void clues.
Backing up the void clues. I mean, like, you're basically getting more than. Yeah, that's a lot of void clues. I mean, like, pretty much we should be in the middle of the dark conspiracy right now, which we are, but we're not there at the end yet. But anyway, oof.
Who us? A lot of clues? Never.
Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, like, that 16 clue extravaganza, sure. You guys have been busy bees in this particular mystery, I will say. I might have given them all to you. Hold on.
No, if that's the case, you can just give me an unsettling dream that doesn't include anything, or just assume that I've had an unsettling dream and move on.
True. Ah, okay, I got it. I think as you're standing there, like maybe there's like a shadow that passes along your wall, and you're not really aware that you're in a dream because you hear a knock at the door.
Hmm.
And before you know it, you're actually at the door and you're answering it, and it's Adamus. Adamus is greeting you with like these beautiful flowers, like maybe these sorry, I'm not really familiar with like, what, like, not bluebells, but like other like beautiful blue flowers. And kind of like hands you this bouquet, and it's kind of got that soft lens focus thing going on where it's like it's quite bright and like just saturated, infused and such. And then he's leaning forward to give you this kiss, and he is, saying tender things against your forehead as he gives you a hug, like trying to make sure he doesn't crush the flowers. But then you notice that his body stiffens in the middle of the hug. And I think when you look up, he's looking straight ahead, not at you. And you back away. And the flowers fall to the floor as he seems to be kind of like one of those mannequins that you see in a department store, kind of like in a kind of like a pose of greeting. And then you see that his face turns into one of those mannequin faces, painted on, like just solidly looking straight forward in this rictus smile. And he's just like smiling, and he's in his Adonis clothing and just looking beautiful but unnatural. And then you realize that his eyes are no longer painted, they're actually like glass eyeballs. Do you go and try and touch him in this dream?
Yeah.
At the first touch, as light as it is, he starts to fall apart. First it's his right arm, then it's his left, then a leg falls down, and then the other leg, and then his torso falls, and then his head falls. And then the eyes blink, and then suddenly it comes back to Adamus looking at you, and you hear his voice come as if it's a deep echo from under a well. What's wrong, honey? What's going on? And then you wake. Still standing in your kitchen, staring.
All the coffee. All the coffee. I don't want to sleep again.
Oh, God. Oh, no. And now. So sorry, Pearl. Oh, man.
Hey, I took that move. I knew it was going to be spooky.
Right. Wow. Spectacular. Oh, my gosh. So I think maybe as you blink and say all the coffee, it's like, we see the cross dissolve on the screen as we see the twinkling lights of the chandelier here in the Blue Velvet Inn. It's a beautiful crystal chandelier glittering above a conversation pit in the lobby. It's like to get into the Blue Velvet Inn, you've got to go into the foyer, but then go down a little bit of steps, and then you see this big bowl of a carpet that has the steps, like, going up. Very Sunset Boulevard type of thing. But we see the glittering chandelier. There's ubiquitous blue carpeting, muffling the sound of your footsteps. It's so thick and rich. And the seldom used upper floors form a labyrinth of dark wallpapered corridors and mahogany staircases. Paint the scene for everyone. Established in the 1970s, this once ritzy inn is now a relic of a bygone era. In what ways does the place feel stuck in the past?
I mean, the conversation pit's a pretty good indication that it's stuck in the past. I'm gonna go with brass cherub sconces. Yup. Which originally held candles, but now hold electric candles. Those have been updated for safety purposes, but nobody has touched the brass cherub sconces. Those are still there. And they're a little rusty, just a little bit around the edges. Just like you don't want to touch them. They look like they've probably got, like you're gonna pull something away.
Tetanus. Like you're gonna get tetanus if you touch them.
Maybe.
Just a little.
What is a little tetanus between friends?
Right, exactly.
What else do you see here?
There is a the inn has a restaurant, right? A
Oh yeah.
full.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to go beyond like the conversation pit to get to the restaurant beyond.
I think the restaurant's menu hasn't been updated in a long time.
Mm.
There are a lot of things that are, oh look, they have chocolate lava cake on the dessert menu. It's not that they're bad things. They were just trendy, and the trend has long since passed, and a lot of places have dropped them. Uh, Cheese fondue, uh, which, fondue was a huge thing in the 70s, and you find it very few places anymore, which is a pity because cheese fondue is amazing. But
Never met a cheese I didn't like.
Oh man, I am out of my element on this one.
I mean, you don't have to come up with anything if you can't think of anything. It's fine.
When I say something like, so this is a northeastern town on the coast.
Yeah.
So they've had storms and such that come through and everything. I'm going to say that specifically, kind of on the eastern wing of the building, you could tell that at some point there was water damage from possibly a storm that ruined some of it. So you can see very faint, like along the edges of the wall, like those little like water lines and things that they've tried to paint over, but it still kind of like does that bleed through. It's bubbled in a few places. So it's got some of that kind of like, it's not dirty, but it's definitely like could use some extra cleaning. I live in Florida, so that's everything here. All the time.
Character building.
Yeah. It's humid.
Oh my gosh, yeah, exactly. So anyway, this is what you step into, Sai, when you approach the restaurant in the back. I mean, more of these brass cherub sconces, like kind of like line your way, like in alternating, you know, alternating waves, and the dining room is just as like bygone as the rest of the place. So yeah, just imagine like that very 70s color or color scheme, and then of course like the different wood furniture, plushed out with like different worn fabrics and such, but it still has a type of elegance to it, even though it's kind of like calling back to something long ago. And God, stop creeping us out. Oh my gosh. Anyway, um, I think Alonso is already there, and so's the other two. But I mean, like, you ignore them. It's fine.
we just happened to pick here for dinner tonight.
So strange to run into you.
Yeah, I don't think Alonso's seen you two. I mean, like maybe his back is to you.
We have other
Yes.
reasons to be here. It's not all about you, buddy.
So anyway, yeah, keep your tones dulcet and your conversation quiet. Oh man, that'll be great. But Alonso does look up when he sees you come inside. What are you wearing?
I think that Sai is wearing an extremely elegant matching two-piece outfit. It's probably silk. Not raw silk, but processed silk. And it's a sky blue color, and it drapes over her tall frame in such a way that it almost looks like she's floating across the room. Got wide leg pants and sort of billowy sleeves that cinch off at the wrist, and she's picked out some understated and elegant jewelry, which she of course has excellent taste in. And I would say that her hair is probably done very, very simply. a short bob, easy to take care of, elegant in any situation. And I would like to add one thing. Can we put a piano player in this restaurant?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's going to be on an elevated stage in the middle of the dining area.
Sure.
The type of place that used to hold the crooners or the floor
Yes.
show.
Yeah.
Now just has the baby grand and live music for dinner.
Yeah. I mean, this is... It's telling because it's like, they don't bother with singers because they know that, like, people will have their quiet conversations or maybe not so quiet conversations here. So, I mean, like, just having the ambiance of the actual live music is fine, right? And so, this piano player is just like, pretty much like, tootling on the keys very gracefully. I mean, like, nothing intrusive or anything. And then Alonso comes up to greet you and then will, like, take your hand very gently and then, like, bring it to his lips, the back of your hand to his lips. Ah, as beautiful as always. How have you been?
I've been well. It's been an interesting couple of weeks. It's so nice to see you. I'm glad you reached out. How are you?
Good, good. And he will gesture to your seat and then he'll push your chair in, very gentlemanlike, and then he'll, like, sit across from you and saying, just been trying to keep the business going. What business there is. I've been doing more designing than anything else. The store is running as best as it can, but I'm not too worried about that venture anymore.
Are you onto something new?
Just coming up with more designs. Do you remember when we were long ago at the different fashion weeks, and we saw all the innovations and all of the some of the details that just called out to people?
Oh, I remember it well.
I remember looking at you across the runway at one of them.
Yes, you always did have a wandering eye.
I was looking at the clothes, but I caught your eye because, well, you seem to be... You belong there.
How funny that now we're both here.
How funny is that? And he leans in towards you as you say that. Maybe he even mirrors your gesture. If you put your head in your hand, then he does the same.
Have you heard from any of your family recently?
No, I have not. I have not thought to chat. I have not thought to contact them for some time.
Yes, it's interesting how life goes on. My eldest daughter, fully grown now with children of her own, we hardly ever see each other. It's
Family.
freeing in a way. Now we're, you know, able to pursue our own interests with nothing else tying us down.
He leans even further. And what, pray tell, are you interested in these days?
Have you ever thought about demonic possession?
He does a double take. I beg your pardon?
You know, demonic possession or unseen forces or murder?
And at the talk of murder, he kind of like draws back and says, "Not the possession, but murder, unfortunately, is still fairly recent."
It is, isn't it?
I'm sorry. We're here for dinner.
We
And then
are.
he kind of calls over someone to like, fulfill some of the drink orders and possibly like, what you want to eat. Let's cut over to the other two. As you're seeing this debacle happen, what are you two talking about?
Jeez, you make Mazi look good.
I'm
Carl,
supposed to
you're muted.
mention death in intimate conversations,
Not
and he asked
demonic
what I've been up
possession.
to.
I was like wondering how people were gonna do that. Okay, all right. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. For real,
Pearl,
you're
you're
muted.
talking on mute.
Inevitable.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yep.
Every time.
Every time.
Woo.
Woo.
It was going really well. It seemed like it was going really well, and then she... What on earth was that?
I got nothing. I
mean, I thought when she started talking families, she was pulling back, and then, oh no, she's talking about, okay, yeah,
Yep.
free to do our own thing now. That's good. That's good. Demonic possession? Wait, who brings up demonic possession in a romantic conversation?
I guess.
I guess if you're both really freaky, sure, but I don't get the vibe. That's what. He certainly didn't go for it.
Yeah, I was. I think it caught everybody off a little bit.
Yeah.
Look, if you can't handle me at my most demonically possessed, you don't deserve me at my least.
You're not there. You're not at the
Sorry.
table. But I will say, like,
Still a
as
great
you two,
line.
I will say though, as you two are like, commiserating over your friends.
Or they're like, what is happening?
Faux pas. I don't know. Anyway, I think you do notice like a gloved hand, like, like starting to pour your drink. And pour your drinks out, and then like kind of put like little salvers of canapes or whatever like on your table. My question to you is, did you order canapes?
Don't think so.
Me as a player has no idea what that even is. So
Little
let's go to the
open-faced
rules.
appetizer.
Oh, okay. Question: This blue velvet place has been here for a while.
Mhm.
Is it like your Roost Chris Steakhouse, or your, like it's swanky, so it's like special occasions only, or
Fine
is
dining. Think fine dining.
Okay, so it's so I would assume I haven't been here too often, because I don't know. I don't feel like that's Mazi's vibe as much. She likes to look good. She likes to drive fast, but food is food.
You might have been here like in the daytime for like like one of those brunch events or something like that, because they'll throw one of those like every once in a while. But I mean, like usually the people that can afford to stay here will stay here, and so therefore like the clientele and then the people that will come here for a special occasion of some sort.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So since I'm gonna say Mazi hasn't been here too many times, she would not have ordered it, and she probably would assume it's like the bread rolls at Logan's or any of those places that give you like the free bread rolls at the table. Like it's part of the experience, and would start eating it.
Okay.
I will look up at the server.
His face is in shadow.
Thank you. Well, I haven't really been here to speak of either, so maybe this is just a complimentary thing. All right.
I think as you look up and try to, like, you're saying your piece about the thing, I think you'll see his hand slowly go from the table as he's placed down the canapes and the amuse-bouches, and then like you slowly see his gloved hand, which then you now notice is wearing black leather. It's like there's a symbol. I mean, like, that he signals without doing the shh part. And then he turns to leave.
Setting down the other half of that canopy.
Yeah, and I feel like Mazi wouldn't even have noticed that because I have like I'm the person that's got like, menu in one hand, like snacking in the other, and I'm like, these are really good,
Mazi,
you know.
Mazi.
What?
No. Did you get a look at the server?
And I'll look up as he's walking away. Server? Do I notice anything weird from the back?
Nope. No, he looks like he's dressed in the usual like vest and, crisp shirt. And
Okay, why is a server here wearing black leather gloves? If the place was really going over the top, they might have the servers in white fabric gloves, maybe? Black leather gloves.
Mazi, he is wearing white fabric gloves.
To me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna look very confused for a moment and be like, okay, Pearl, what did you see exactly? Let's start there. As I set down the little appetizer.
I couldn't get a look at his face. He had the black leather gloves, and he went like this.
I'm gonna point to another server, a totally different one, at another table. What is that server wearing?
Vest.
White shirt, black vest, black pants, white gloves.
Okay. What about that one? Point to a totally different one.
Same.
Okay.
See, the white gloves are uniform.
And our server is that one, pointing to the one that's like probably just now like leaving the whole dining area.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm like, I see white gloves on him. I will try to take note when he comes back. But I'm 99% sure I saw white gloves on him. So...
Pearl, if you look back at that server, that same server, he does wear white gloves. And he looks normal because he turns around and you see his face. Kind of youngish face, just, somebody that you might see around town.
Oh, it's
okay. I guess
Stuart,
I'm
right?
losing it. I'm losing it.
Yeah.
I had a dream hallucination something this afternoon. I was having weird and awful dreams at night, but I guess it's happening more.
Have you changed any medications, or have you been drinking something different? Like, did you switch to stevia or something? I don't know.
No.
In your baking? I don't know. That seems very strange that you would suddenly start having nightmares. Unless you've always had nightmares, but these are just different.
Not like these. I mean, once in a while, everybody has a bad dream now and then, but not. These have been much stranger and much creepier. And now apparently it's happening when I'm awake or something.
Sai, I'm going to say that you remember, well, you didn't see this person. You didn't see this person that Pearl saw. However, you would recognize the symbol, the signaling, as the man in the mirror that you saw back at the studio. With black gloves.
I didn't also see him though. This just right now.
No,
did
you
I?
did not. No.
Okay. But I would recognize.
You would recognize what Pearl saw as being the man in the mirror.
You might have seen Pearl telling Mazi, doing that as she told Mazi about it.
Since I can see you guys over.
Yes, exactly.
His shoulder.
Right behind him. No.
As you're freaking Alonso out, like.
How do you feel about demonic possession?
Have you considered the afterlife and the end of all things? How we're all mortal human beings and will return to ashes? Do you have a living will in place?
Lord.
I was talking to my insurance agent the other day, and they have no policies that cover demonic possession. Can you believe that?
Doesn't fit in with acts of God or ungod.
That's exactly. No acts of ungod.
Did you and your friends take up with the cult since the last time I spoke with you? I mean,
purpose.
on purpose?
Not on purpose. Not on purpose. We've just been probably reading too many of those cozy little murder mysteries. They are part of my book club,
Yes, yes. But I didn't expect that Robin Masterson's work would contain something quite so dark.
You'd be surprised what Robin Masterson gets up to in her free time.
Should I stop you at that one glass of wine?
Always. And then I'm going to say that Sai sees Pearl doing that signal over Alonzo's shoulder. Will you excuse me for a moment? I think I've just seen somebody I recognize. She's going to get up from the date and go over to Pearl.
He's just shaking his head like, what just happened? Anyway, go for it.
Pearl.
Yeah.
Pearl, why did you make that sign? Is
Because
Mazi being
the
loud?
server... No, the server just did that. Except maybe I was hallucinating or something?
Okay, no, look at this. And she's going to pull the business card out of her purse that she got from the cafe owner in the last
Club
episode.
Silenzio,
And it's
yeah.
got that symbol on it. Look at this. I saw this same symbol in a mirror at the photographer's house studio.
Wait.
The place with all the shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't mention that.
Well, we were kind of busy escaping the scene at the time.
Well, okay,
True.
yes,
Okay,
granted.
fair.
But did you see the symbol or did you see a person doing that?
It was a person doing that.
Black leather gloves.
Yes, and like their face in shadow.
Exactly.
Okay. Weird things are happening. Let's first of all, Sai, you need to go back to your date. Go finish your date. We will
And try not to freak the poor man out anymore.
Yes. Yeah, demonic possession? Come on.
He asked me what we'd been up to. It's a totally normal answer.
No. You say knitting, scrapbooking, walking the dog.
I would
Cat.
never own a dog.
Talk about
Mazi, it's like you don't
caviar.
even know me.
You could
Talk
talk
about caviar.
Yeah.
Safe subject. Pets.
Do miss
Safe
caviar.
subject.
Bookstore stuff.
I was talking about the books.
Sai,
I talked to
from
you guys
somebody
about...
who has no game. You're challenging me. Okay. I couldn't even ask the cute barista for like his number or something earlier. So like, come on. But I also wouldn't ask him about demonic possession.
You could.
I could. I guess that's one way
Being
to start a conversation.
able to talk about a subject is not the same as it being appropriate to talk about a subject.
What she said.
Oh, well, I am not going to take lessons on what's appropriate from people who've never even been to the Queen's Tea. I'm going back to my date.
Sigh, a snob? Really? Oh no.
It was a last-ditch effort. She's feeling very attacked.
Serious? Oh, God. Oh my God.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Glass of wine.
Okay. No, I'm serious. So, I would like to hear one. You know what? Actually, for funsies, let's do. Do I make this interesting? I don't. I feel like I can't because. Yeah. No, I'm not going to do that to you because I feel terrible.
I do have.
I think we're making it as interesting as it can possibly be.
Well, I mean, I was going to try to throw in a day move, but I'm just like.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, you know what? I will because I mean, like,
Guys.
verging onto dinner, but you come out with such a. Think of it socially as a dangerous move. How? Would you like to finish out the day with nothing happening?
Sorry, what's the question?
Would you like to finish out the day with nothing happening?
Yeah, I think that'd probably be wise. Let's get over to Club Silenzio. Consider the date a bomb.
I think, yeah, maybe the man is so shell-shocked, he's kind of like,
Look, they see the beautiful exterior, they're just not ready for a conversation about demonic possession. That's not Sai's fault.
okay. On second thought, maybe you... I see you were talking to your friends. Would you like to perhaps do this another time?
They would never forgive me. Yes, I think let's have a rain check.
Okay. I can do that. It was wonderful to see you, and I guess I should catch up on my reading then.
Absolutely. If you need any recommendations, just give me a call. You have my phone number.
I do. And I will. And he will take your hand and then, again, very gently give you a kiss on the back of your hand. Always a pleasure, regardless of conversation. And he will, after you've finished your drink or whatever, then, he will bow and then, take his leave. After paying, of course. So, yeah.
Stop that man, officer. He's run out on our tab.
Not at all. And when he gets up and then, after paying the check and then leaves, and Sai meets your eyes, ladies, what do you do?
I'm sort of waving you like, you want to come and join us for the rest of the meal?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Leaving you sitting alone over there seems even more weird and tragic.
Yeah. But also, I think it's better that you stopped it when you did. So hopefully there will be a second date. Second 1.5 date.
I'm assured
Another.
Yeah.
that there will be another date.
Maybe Pearl and I won't eavesdrop on that one.
I think it went rather well, actually.
Spectacular. You have something to talk about on your next one.
Right? Nobody can beat me for a conversation starter.
It's true. It's yep.
Nothing like hay when you're feeling faint.
I'm gonna offer out the appetizers that I've already eaten.
Come out of her hand again. Stop that.
Look, we have Pearl. I understand your concern, but they're delicious. As I've already eaten like 2 of them somehow, like stealing bites when she's not looking. So she won't catch me.
That's amazing. Awesome.
There's one half-eaten one sitting on my plate, and it's just gonna stay there.
The menu here is outstanding. I think we should probably get ready for our evening, though, don't you?
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. We're going to check out Club Silenzio. We should be ready for that.
Before that, though. Who else? What other clientele are currently in the dining area and or not in their rooms?
Let me take a look.
As you are the ladies that would be better suited to the sneaky, Snoopy stuff.
And Mazi is the subject matter expert on distractions.
Yes. So I'm gonna go over and open up with have you considered demonic possession? Do you have a living will?
Do you know that's not covered by insurance? So strange. Medicare Part A does not cover demonic possession. Who knew?
I'm gonna have to start looking for a new insurance company that covers ungodly possessions or
my God.
ungodly catastrophes.
That was just such a cockamamie wackadoodle conversation. Jesus. I will say, and you're not sure, you know that Claudia's here, because this would be
Yeah,
the swanky place that she would stay, but you're not sure if she's back from the coffee shop yet, or
Okay.
if she left the coffee shop at all. Who knows? I don't know.
Mhm.
And then you suspect, because actually I think in an opposite corner, I think you'll see in a shadowed corner, you'll see Dominic Bott, the editor. It's like still there. He's like looking at he's looking at the hold on, the Brindlewood beacon,
Uh-huh.
like flipping through that, and just kind of like how
Mhm.
dude, like, elegant dudes like will kind of just like lean back in their chair, cross their legs, and just kind of like snap through the newspaper, and then just kind of seeing what he's got. But then he'll sneak looks, like he keeps the paper in one hand, but then he'll kind of like sneak looks at a magazine that's like, on the table as well.
Hmm.
A power
If
reader.
you're
I can respect that.
if you do go and distract him, I'd check on what that magazine is. I mean, if he's reading hardcore porn in the dining room, we might want to know that. But
I think staff might want to know
He's
that.
got other stuff there too. I mean, like, he's got like
Oh.
he's got a thick manuscript like sheaf that like he looks like he's a guy who kind of tries to get like several things done at once, right? Because he's got a manuscript that he looks like he might be trying to edit, but then he kind of peruses the magazine and then goes back to the beacon just to kind of look at certain things that may be listed there. So
So is that Pearl suggesting that I go distract, or did you want to go talk to him and charm him, or Sai, you want to ask him about his insurance policies?
Sai, you don't get to talk any suspects alone.
Grounded.
I mean, because I can, if
could
you'd like to go elsewhere. I'm saying tactfully as we're eating. If you needed me to go talk to him while you wanted to go elsewhere, I could also do that.
On the other hand, Sai is the best suited of us to discreet action.
This is kind of my bread and butter.
Yeah, whereas
Yeah.
talking to people,
That is your bread and butter.
is my thing. So maybe I should go and
That's fine.
have a chat with him.
Yeah, I think I'll take Mazi to the front desk and see if we can determine what room everybody is in.
Okay.
All interesting parties, I should say. Not literally
Sure.
everyone in the establishment.
Sure. Yeah.
Is that you want me to distract while you look at a log, computer, something or other
Just a
of
big
sorts?
hardbound leather book. Kidding. Yes, come with me as my distraction.
Hey, if this place has not been updated, it's possible they're still using
Just a wall of keys.
ledger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can see which 4 keys are missing, and we're like, well,
Yep.
we know what rooms they're in.
Well, let's see how much meddling you guys can get done. So
so much meddling.
let's
Most meddling.
well, I mean, again, so we'll have Pearl talking with Dominic, and then you two heading over to. I just love the way you guys just keep pairing off, and then like just like kind of tag teaming and stuff. It's great. I almost expect to see like this like the slapping of the hands, like to tag out and tag in. But anyway, I will say that as you make your way to Dominic's table, Pearl, I'm gonna say that you two, Sai, probably striding there very, very poised and elegantly, and then Mazi maybe still stuffing the canapé in her face, as she's following. You'll get to the front desk, and the front desk is done up in the same worn but still polished wood of the rest of the place. And then at the desk is someone who kind of like rather tallish but mousy. They won't look you in the eye, whomever goes there first. And they're just kind of like, not really noticeable or kind of very nondescript. But they will say in a hesitant, whispery voice, "Yes, hello? Can I help you?"
Yeah, I was wondering, I know it's kind of late in the day, but I was wondering, do you do any kind of tours? I know this is sort of I guess kind of a historic location, and I was wondering if you do any kind of, even just a brief tour of the floors and things.
Uh, mm, I'd have to ask my manager. I think that they will do some on some uh, off days where there's not that many people that are staying here. And so, yeah, I mean, if this is something that you'd like to ask about, I can look into it. Do you want to give me your name and contact information, and I can let you know?
Well, I mean, right now would be I don't need all the long tour. I was just curious about some of the I guess amenities and stuff. I might be having maybe some family visiting, and I would love to set them up in a room maybe here, but I didn't know what else would be like on the premises that you would recommend. And I'm sorry, dear, what was your name?
Elias. Elias. And as he says that, he will go kind of duck, like turn around a little bit and like duck over by the like the other side of the counter to the sideboard, and then like start grabbing like some brochures and such about the place. Sai, this is an opportunity for you to do something sneaky if you'd like.
Yes, I would like to do something sneaky right now.
Metal.
Metal.
Insert sneaky activity here.
Sneak, sneak, sneak.
I think while his back is turned, I'm going to take a glance at the desk and see if there is anything that looks like it would hold some information for me to check out in a separate location, or if there's anything that I can just quickly turn around on the desk and scan names on. Anything, because this is not a high security establishment, right? It's a retro bed and breakfast sort of vibes. It's what's on the desk.
Okay.
I'm going to start there.
Okay. So I will give you the opportunity to pick out which one you think is more appropriate. You're being sneaky, but because of your cat burglary skill, I would say that you could argue vitality. So I would let you pick.
I am going to argue the heck out of vitality right now.
2d6 plus vitality. However, if you'd like to include a excuse me, an item from your cozy place, you could try to do some advantage here.
Yeah, let's do it.
What are you pulling?
I am going to pull the little black book. I haven't used it in so long, I forget. Is it what you would assume?
Yeah, we could tell.
I thought that was the track I was listening to. Is my little black book a little black book of romantic, like, is it phone numbers? What is in my little black book, or do I get to decide?
You get to decide.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say it's suspiciously blank. It's clear that many, many pages have been ripped out of it. But it is still in my pocket for use, and I will use it in this situation. Maybe do a swap out, or maybe quickly write down information that I see.
Okay. Fair. Alrighty. Yeah. So 3d6 plus vitality. You're taking the two highest of the 3d6.
Anybody want to blow on it for luck? Thank you.
Okay, I can't help you, but you know.
Hot diggity. All right, I rolled a like 1, a 3, and a 5. So that's 8 plus 2.
Nice.
It's 10.
Wait. You rolled a what? A 1?
A 1, a 3, and a 5.
3 and a 5. Okay, yes.
Yeah,
10.
which is 8, and then my +2 for vitality.
Okay.
Nice.
Psi meddling. Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
So let me give you a clue. No complications. You're able to do this. I'd like to, while I figure out which clue to give you out of all these, describe to me exactly how you perform this flip and switch. I don't know how you want to call it.
Sleight of hand.
Yes, sleight of hand.
Pearl would be proud of me. Okay, so his back is turned and he's fumbling with brochures and tourist information and maybe trying to find a business card, right? And while he's doing that, I'd say she has pulled the book out of her purse and is feigning that she's looking through it as if maybe to write something down. But then she drops it. Oh no, she's dropped it on the desk. And she goes to pick it up off of the desk, and while she's down there, she is quickly moving things around and looking under papers and trying to find room information or any information that might be useful that's on the desk right now. I think she probably lets an ope slip. Ope.
Sai's true secret. She's a Midwesterner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
I will never tell a soul my dark shame. I just love tater tot hot dish.
So I think as you're doing this beat and
Shuffle.
switch kind of thing, yeah,
Mhm.
this shuffling around. Oh, I think you see pictures, like as he's fumbling around, like over in the one side of the shelving, like, you know, imagine like this big sideboard, of course, like, you know, the block of keys, and then like, of course, like all these little cubby holes, you know, behind him. I think you see there's like a board there, like a cork board or something like that someone has put behind. And you know from past runway shows, from past, like, you know, fashion weeks and everything like that, you see a montage of sorts, like there's like swatches, there's like pictures, not only from magazines but also from, like, I guess, celebrity stills, all of them being of Claudia, but not Claudia as she is now, but Claudia way back when you were there, and seeing her model. All from Claudia's past modeling days. It's also done up in a pattern. It's not just randomly, haphazardly stuck on this board. There's like a specific theme to it, right? I mean, like, maybe it's in a configuration done by color or by theme of, like, you know, any particular designers that she was with. But you can, just by cursory glance as you're dropping things conveniently, I think you notice that there is some kind of pattern, and I'll let you figure that out, like, when you guys start working on the clues. But it is an elaborate shrine to Claudia's past modeling career.
Right there at the desk, my god. Elaborate shrine.
Okay.
Pictures of her with the eye holes burned out. Little serial killer
Oh my god.
stuff.
Oh my god.
How many pieces of red string?
No, none.
She's like, stop it, you guys. Stop it.
Not a
Please.
murder board. It's
Not a murder board.
Demonic possession vision board, okay?
Board. Oh my god. Stop it. Mazi, what are you doing besides, like, you know, being like all twittery and everything like that?
Oh, I'm just being twittery, asking a bunch of questions about the amenities, any brochure he kind of like picks up and like I get a glimpse of. I'm like, oh no, I know about that one. I know all about that place, or you know, like, just like, you know, oh, do you have more about, you know, Mucky Point? Do you have less about? I don't need any more about you know, Jacked Up. Like, I know about that place, you know. So I'm just kind of like, yeah, give me that one, you know, the over the shoulder pointing things out. I do have a backup plan if I need more distractions, guys, just FYI. And I'm not faking a heart attack, Sai.
Hey, we're at a certain age, okay?
We are, but
Oh,
not worth
man.
ruining my hair over.
Right. Sigh would never.
So,
All right, well, if you don't want to roll on, like, on talking to or like looking around or whatever, then I'm happy to move over to Pearl.
if you don't need me to,
It's
since
up
my
to
rolls
you.
were so stellar last time.
Hey, it is up to you if you want to like bring out some more of those stellar rolls.
I mean, I could try to roll and see.
I mean, terrible rolls are entertaining too.
They are.
Yes, they very much are.
All right. I mean,
And do you have a move?
I do have the Freight Columbo one.
Okay.
I don't know that this person really counts. I was thinking that's probably more Club Silenzio.
Okay. All
Or
right.
if
That's
I
fine.
was down in the room back in the dining area.
Okay. Well, then you can
Um,
totally wait on that if you want to the more appropriate.
So, yeah, I don't need to use any of my items. But I'm basically going to just pepper him about. I'm assuming that the book signing was publicized.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So it probably would be common knowledge that she's here or staying here.
Yes.
So I might try to pepper in some questions about, like, have you seen her? I heard like the elite like to stay here, things like that. Just trying to draw out information mostly.
Okay. All right. So that would be presence.
Presents? Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
I am so good at presents with a 1.
Better than
Literally the best.
better than a 0.
Total is a 4. I rolled a 2 and a 1. I would like to remind you that I had terrible rolls last time.
Sure you don't want to
I
fake
mean-
a heart attack.
I mean, Jesus. Okay. Hold on a second. I'm trying to hold it in, but I can't. Oh my gosh. What did I tell you about warming up your dice?
Indeed, I loved on them. I patted them nicely. I said nice things to them, and they still betrayed me.
Oh my
Betrayal.
Betrayal. You need to give him a good dice meal before you start
Apparently.
rolling. Jeez.
Either that or you need to put a good scare into them and figure out how to punish them when they do that.
Oh,
I'm
no.
usually more of a carrot than a stick person, but when dice behave that badly, that often.
That often, yeah.
That often.
So
Okay, hold on. I gotta look up one thing before I before I see what the heck is happening. Oh my
Maybe these
God.
ones just roll really
That's
bad.
a hard.
No, because I'm getting like 5s, 3s. Oh, 6, 5, 5, 3. Like, couldn't get that. No. Had to get a 2 and a 1. Last
Alright.
time, sneakers.
All right, fine. So if we're gonna go with the 4, which
Yeah, let's do
we
it.
are.
Y'all said failing is great too.
Oh yeah, because what happens is I think, let's see, I'm trying to remember who's where.
I
Okay,
have
got it.
a suggestion.
No, I already
Okay.
have what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Although I will listen to your suggestion after I say what
Okay.
happens. I think as Elias turns and then will present to you like all these things that he's gotten out from all the little cubby holes behind him. He like kind of stares beyond you to the staircase, and like he's looking at Claudia backing down the steps. Miss Doro? Is everything okay?
She's backing down the steps.
She's backing down the steps. The look on her face is of extreme fright. And she's like, what's going on? And then she just screams.
Is she having a heart attack?
No. I'm going to...
No, demonic possession.
No. I think
We're trouble tonight.
So before we take a break, I'm
Mhm.
going to say, like, she turns, looks at both of you with, like, immense wide eyes. It almost looks like she's been, like, shocked, because, like, you see the bulge of her eyes coming out of her head. And she says, she points, "There's someone dead in my room." Dum dum dum.
Double
All right.
dead bodies!
So, and Claudia has proclaimed that someone is dead in her room. So, now that is for the 4. You can, however, also do... Did somebody want to do cut to commercial? It's a failure.
I know we've talked about it,
Graham
but
on
I
the
think I thought
grams?
Pearl was gonna do the grams on the, or Sai was gonna do grams. One of you guys was gonna do grams on the grams.
It was definitely you.
No, it was not me. No.
I did a commercial
I have
already.
a cricket phone, ladies.
You don't have to do it in character.
That's true.
You don't have to do it in character.
Oh man. Oh, grams on the grams. I know we have been waiting to do this. What is that? What does that happen mechanically?
Okay, so hold on. Let me just get into it. Sorry. Ah.
I
I'm like,
forgot
I'm
about
excited
that.
about it, and yet I completely like. So cut to commercial. The way it works is that if a maven undertakes a perilous or dramatic action that provokes a die roll, well, you really didn't do that.
Yeah, that
So-
wasn't perilous or dramatic.
Okay.
I don't think. I was just like yelling at a scared
Okay.
little kid. No, not that.
Okay,
Could
so
you do a gold crown move?
you
Gold
can.
crown mysteries.
Hmm.
Mm.
Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo.
This
We
reminds
haven't.
me
We've
of a
barely used
time.
that one. I feel like.
Yeah.
We always forget them.
Yes.
To be fair, we mostly, you all mostly roll well.
Yeah.
False.
Or fall
Mhm.
off a cliff. Right?
All right, so once per mystery, when any maven says, "This reminds me of something that happened to Amanda Delacourt," work with the other players to describe how something that is happening in the situation reminds the mavens of an event from one of the Gold Crown mysteries. At a minimum, you must provide the name of the Gold Crown mystery in question, no repeats, the problem or situation Amanda found herself that is similar to what the mavens are experiencing, and how Amanda eventually overcame the problem or resolved the situation. Then you take a 12 plus to a single relevant role or state a fact about the current situation that the keeper must incorporate.
I'm happy for you to do this.
Or you could just pull a regular
Or-
crown.
Or you could pull a regular crown.
To
Or
at
we
least
could
get it
just
to
roll with
a
it
mixed.
and see who
I'm,
else is
I'm
dead.
thinking just roll with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, I
Yeah.
want to see. Do we have another dead? Is it Dalrymple?
Wow,
I
you
don't
guys
think
are
we're that
terrible. You guys are terrible.
Listen, if we
Want
can't
the sheriff
implicate
to
him, I want
die.
to murder him. No.
Oh my god.
It's one or the other, honey.
It's one or the
He's
other.
leaving.
We're getting him out of here. He's the corruption. Like a tumor, we gotta cut him out.
All right. Yeah, I think the declaration has been made. The dead body's in Claudia's room, and I think, Elias has the presence of mind to call the cops. Dalrymple shovels himself in, and such. And when it comes down to it, it's like I think one of you will remember who this is, because he recently started working part-time at the Candlelight Booksellers. And you remember his name being Anthony. And Claudia will look down at the body and say, "It's Anthony Wilkes."
Wilkes.
Yes, supposedly harmless, really. A fan. But he's always been tailing me when he's attended other events in other places. And me being here in Brindlewood Bay, I guess, just brought it all home for him. He's thought he was subtle, Dominic had to yell at him a few times to stay his distance. But he's never been that obtrusive that I felt like I needed any kind of restraining order or anything. He just always had something that he wanted me to sign, whether it was a yellowed paperback or some kind of commemorative photo. And then Dalrymple gets all like, like pulls up his big pants like over his little belly. And you say you found Mr. Wilkes in your room? How long ago was this? Just a few minutes ago, Sheriff. I had come back from wandering and just taking constitutional, getting some coffee, and I went up to my room, and behind the door, that's where I saw him. And Dominic, obviously, here's all the hubbub and everything once Sheriff Dalrymple comes and kind of tries to comfort Claudia a little bit. It's nothing. It's nothing you have to worry about. This is something unfortunate. But I have to wonder, Sheriff, if this is how someone of Claudia's stature has to worry. Is it a necessity to think about security now? Because this person was found in her room. What if they were killed because they happened to be in the wrong place at the right time? What if it had been Claudia who had found this murderer first? And Sheriff Dalrymple has his usual hems and haws and all this kind of stuff, but yeah, basically it says, all right, I will put one of my deputies on detail. Give you a little bit of security for tonight. They want to move out of here. Or into another room. Elias, can you take care of Miss Doro? And he kind of nods and just, of course. And then, yeah, he'll discuss things with the evening manager, the night manager, and then between the two of them, they'll figure out a different place to put Claudia. And then Sheriff Dalrymple spots the three of you, or yeah, well,
when I heard the scream, I probably came bolting out of the dining room.
Right, the three of you, and then just basically and you three. Why
we were
am
having
I not
dinner.
Surprised?
We were having dinner here. Why should we not have dinner at a nice restaurant? I had a date. You're muted.
It's absolutely true. It can be verified.
Regardless, I have to take a statement from you. If you noticed anything or if there was any suspicious activity, I'll have to ask everyone, of course.
Of course. We understand.
So, yeah. You get called up into this a little bit, but I mean, he has more of his deputies with him, including Erica. And she kind of passes you to do a forensic sweep or whatever. She'll be in in her suit, in the hazmat suit, and then she'll kind of just shake her head and says, another waste.
Yeah. I didn't know the young man, but yeah, it's always a waste.
Have to find out who's doing this. This can't happen again.
Yeah, this can't go on.
We hope you find the person soon.
I think,
What persons?
I think this is where she starts getting a little bit uppity, and then kind of says, it's Sheriff, I really think that because this seems to be circling around Miss Doro. I think we have to consider the possibility of asking her if there's anything else that she can tell us to give us a clue about who might be doing all of this. And he kind of like gives her the side eye and then just, I will remind you, Deputy Valentine, I am the sheriff here. We'll follow procedure as we will. Just kind of hitches up his pants again, and she just kind of like sets her jaw and then just continues on upstairs to do the whole forensic thing. So, would you still like to make your way to Club Silenzio? It's getting to be that time, of course. By the time all of this is said and done, and Sheriff Dalrymple like kind of releases everybody,
we're not going to get anything out of Blue Velvet Inn with Dalrymple on site. He's he's bright enough to keep us from meddling while he's right there. Mostly. But at least we're not going to get access to Claudia's.
No.
no.
So we might as well check out our other significant lead.
Yep.
Let's get dangerous and spooky.
Okay, yeah. And then definitely by this time, after all is said and done, like I said, it is very late. We're talking like 10:30, 11 o'clock, where things are starting to pop. You guys are probably feeling exhausted by this point. Oh man,
he's so old.
Caffeine and adrenaline go some distance, though.
They do.
Yeah, that's very true. Because I mean, like again, like how as grisly as that is, it's like, oh no, it's like a murder. Really pumps the heart, right? Oh God. Anyway, so I think you do see, when you make your way back to Umarell, but then you remember what Frank had said, about the door that's off to the side, and then you see it illuminated. What's interesting, though, as you approach the door to Club Silenzio, is the door now has like small, not small spotlights, but I mean some kind of directed focus light on it, and it just gives the appearance that the door is glowing. You wouldn't see it in the daytime, but you definitely now see it at night.
Nice.
And so, when you get into Club Silenzio, there are patrons seated at the cabaret tables in front of the stage or whispering at the bar, inaudible over a soundtrack of eerie, discordant synths. There are mirrored walls making the space appear to stretch on forever. Everything not mired in shadow is bathed in an uncanny blue light. Paint the scene for everyone. You catch a glimpse of yourself in a mirror as you enter. In what subtle way does your reflection seem different here, like another person entirely?
I would say, just based on the uncanny lighting in general, the shadows of our faces seem deeper, making them look like masks. So the eyes are in shadow. Under the bridge of the nose is in shadow, so it looks like masks almost.
I think the lighting also, in addition to the placement of the shadows, kind of drains color from us. Pearl is incidentally wearing her awesome outfit.
Mm-hmm.
From her Sonny Crockett move. So I will now best out the picture into chat. It is this is the look of the dress, but the dress is actually silver gray silk, fairly crisp with a lot of body to it. And she's also wearing where is it? This necklace. The blue light makes her dress look blue rather than silver gray. But she almost looks like a pale blue ghost.
I'm gonna say that between the shadows being off and, kind of like the dull coloring that we all have now assumed, another thing that I like that you used the necklace, Pearl. Another thing that is going to make it appear like we're somebody else or appear to be somebody else is where you would normally see, let's say, Pearl's necklace. Um, the character's still wearing a necklace in the mirror, but it's different, like noticeably different. Different shape, or it hangs different, it hangs lower, it has, a different stone or something. Each of us have maybe one or two items of either jewelry or even like a belt that isn't on our dress, but maybe it appears there's one in the thing. So it's just is it the lighting? Is it a reflection off a disco ball? What is going on? Also, I would like to note that this is what Mazi is wearing, and for our folks at home, it is a really chic, like red, nice fitting kind of suit looking. I don't even know what these are called. I'm not a fashion person. With like red gloves and a nice big red hat. It reminds me of like a swanky Carmen Sandiego.
Oh, yes. But a lot more form-fitting and without the coat.
Yes.
Very nice.
So.
Very nice.
Well, she knew we were going out to, fancy restaurant and then club, so.
Mhm.
Not a spot of grease
Not a spot of grease.
this time.
Okay. And what is Sai still wearing her nice flowy outfit?
Sai has changed into a tailored black suit.
Okay.
Ooh.
Very nice. Black, red, and blue. Who knows? Okay. All right. So you find yourselves here at Club Silenzio. There are some people that actually look like they're wearing like, those domino masks, those half masks. You can still see their face for the most part. It's just got the, the mask kind of over their eyes. Frank has dressed for the occasion. Like the apron is definitely off, and he's wearing well, looks like a bespoke suit. And under these lights, it's not old looking or shabby looking. It's quite elegant. And he has his shirt underneath, no tie, but it's down like 3 or 4 buttons. And he has like, it's not even a half mask, it's kind of like just a quarter mask where it's just covering like one eye. It seems almost suspended here, like on his face in this weird light. You can't tell like how it's held there. And one blue eye peers at you from inside the mask, and of course his other eye is looking at you all. It's like, welcome. Please, let me show you to a seat. There will be a performance in just a few minutes. Our performer is running late, and you definitely don't want to miss this.
Looking forward to it.
And yes, he brings you to a seat that's not necessarily dead center of the room, but I mean, like, it has a good view of the stage, and it's quite intimate, like close up, but not like right there, and the lights dim, or at least like all of the ambiance lights will dim more, and then a spotlight will go on the stage. And you don't see them at first. You hear them. From behind the curtain, like there's this, like a spotlight from behind the curtain, kind of outlining a silhouette of someone. Beautiful figure. Like almost like a ballet dancer. And it's almost like they're just wearing those short tops with the tails, but no trousers, just kind of like maybe like a leotard or whatever with hose underneath, and like high-heeled shoes. And you just like see this beautiful silhouette, and then they're kind of like singing into a microphone, and it's like, it's low, it's breathy, but it's deep and resonant as well, and it's just so, it arrests attention across the room. You don't even hear anybody breathe. They're just so taken in by this. And slowly the curtain comes up and the spotlight behind them dims, and then you see, like, gorgeously muscled legs and like this balletic figure, wiry muscles, and then you see feathers like kind of like framing their face, even as they're wearing like that cropped tuxedo with tail jacket, and they're singing into the microphone, like almost caressing it as they're singing. And I think, Pearl, as you note, it's like it's one of your jobs to notice people and really pay attention to how they look, maybe as everybody's being interrogated or whatever at the Blue Velvet Inn. You recognize those features underneath the kohl-rimmed eyes, under the rhinestone studs on their face, and the beautiful makeup that just really contours their features. You recognize, of all things, Elias from the front desk. And then there's a resonant voice that comes from nowhere as they finish their song. It's like, Flagrante Delicto, ladies and gentlemen, our beautiful cabaret performer sings to you this night of love and darkness. And Flagrante Delicto takes this beautiful bow and will kind of take a sip delicately from a cocktail glass that somebody's placed on a stool next to them, and they'll go into yet another song. You have the opportunity now to kind of look around and such.
I
Can
will.
you spell the name?
Oh, yes, sorry.
Because that's definitely not one I'm going to try to spell.
Flagrante Delicto.
Quietly, discreetly elbow the other two and say, Elias.
No.
Mm-hmm.
You did say.
From the desk?
These eyes don't lie.
Well, everyone must have their hobbies. It's quite a talent. I wouldn't want to keep it at home either.
Mm-hmm.
Sai, you're going to notice that as Flagrante keeps singing and, does their movements and what have you, Flagrante looks almost identical to a young Claudia Oro.
Interesting. Very interesting indeed. You know, they bear a striking resemblance to Claudia when she was young.
Really? Oh,
Striking.
I'm getting an idea here.
Here with the class?
Well, I mean, it's hardly a vast leap of deduction to suggest that if Claudia has an old sweetheart here in town, maybe she has more family than that.
Now I'm completely
Oh.
lost.
You're thinking
Her
son?
and Frank and baby makes three? Maybe.
Oh.
See, I thought maybe they were just obsessed with her.
I mean, they could also be obsessed with her.
But I
They'd
like
have
the
good
baby
reason
make
to be
three.
if it was never got to see mom.
Mhm.
Or it could just be modeling a character on a famous individual.
Mhm.
I mean, certainly plenty of drag performers do that.
Are we cutting to our freewheeling discussion?
Well, I mean, like, so I just want to say, as we close out on this particular scene as you're talking and thinking, I think this is where, like, this is around like the third or fourth song that Flagrante's doing, and has pulled out like one of those big ruffled, it's hard to say what exactly it is. It's like a robe / stole that just they kind of drape over themselves, and then they're kind of looking over the ruffles at everyone in the audience, the feathers just kind of bobbing as they sing, and they kind of like bat their lashes at each of you. You feel like you are getting a personal show, even though you know that there are others around you, but they are so enthralling that you feel as if you are getting the attentions of this bright flame in front of you. And it feels good. It feels good and melancholy and also intense at the same time. So, given it's where it is, time it is, 15 minutes in our regular session left. So we can either choose to try to do this freewheeling discussion now, or just kind of bank right into stars and wishes to end this session, and then we'll start the conversation maybe next time.
I think
especially
that
if you
makes
think
sense.
you've got like enough clues to play with, if you want to sit on them for a week. You know what I mean?
We do, but I don't know how to tie them together yet. I was looking
Yeah.
at them earlier, and I was
And
like,
Pearl, I need your to be determined if you want to put your thumb on the scale,
Right.
Yeah, I vote we sit on them a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you have the opportunity to really think about it. How you want to put things together.
hey, Pearl,
All the little strings
if you like
together
your
on the
little
corkboard.
sun potential theory,
Yeah.
your clue could be like a birth certificate. A birth notice.
I was thinking that might be the case.
Yeah.
Gosh, amazing.
So
yeah, there's quite a bit here that you guys found. Whoa.
hold on, quick question.
Yeah.
Anthony was young as well.
Mm-hmm.
No, he was also old the whole time.
No.
He's like Merlin. He ages backwards. He was actually older.
No, you said
in the past.
You only got an impression of him because obviously he didn't really leave a really good impression upon you all, because you're regulars at the Candlelight Booksellers. However, he only started working recently part-time.
Okay. But he's a young man and he's a big fan.
Yeah.
Maybe she has
Anthony Wilkes, Anthony Wilkes, the latest victim,
right,
was a young man. Clingy, know-it-all. Maybe you remembered his dark, oily hair that kind of hung over his eyes. But yeah, you only got the impression that like he was just very knowledgeable about the books.
I think Claudia would have known. You know what I mean? Like if he was following her to multiple locations and stuff, she wouldn't have treated him like he was a stranger necessarily. But let's not talk about it now. Let's talk about it next week.
Yeah.
Sorry,
or
for a second,
like run the
discussion. Elias, and I was like, wait a second.
No.
You're gonna say she doesn't know he's her son?
I'm saying that I don't think that Tony was her son.
Oh no.
But I mean, also too, you have the chat that you can also freewheel if you want.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just have to get a lot of it on recording. But anyway, I mean, like your theory could change like a trillion times before next week.
Yeah.
Then it could change again after we fail our roles.
I know. Deputy Tomlinsons. It was him the whole time.
It's gonna be.
I still want to peg it on Dalrymple somehow.
No. He's the secret leader of the whatever we're going to discover in the final mystery.
Father.
That's what I'm saying. There you go.
Hitching up that gun belt.
Oh my god. Okay.
Hard pass.
Alrighty. Okay.
I will take Frank. Thank you.
Oh, she calls dibs.
Dibs. Hey, y'all.
Okay, we've already called dibs on our men, so
that's true. That's true. What about
Walter?
If you want. Oh no. Oh, Walter.
You may have
Walter.
alienated him enough. We'll see.
Listen.
Oh my goodness. But this was fun. I mean, I'm sorry that was a shorter session. But anyway,
It's okay.
stars and wishes, like stars are things that you enjoyed about the role play, the gameplay, and wishes are like what you'd like to see for next time and the very near future after that, because again, this is the last one. This is the last mystery, and then I mean, you've blown past the amount of clues that you need to spark
No.
that.
No, we have not, ma'am.
I would like to
Yes, you have.
submit as evidence Rachel's 4.
Wait. I would like to submit last time my snake eyes.
Any way you shake
The
it, it's like
defense
you
rests.
causing
One of my-
drama.
One of my test rolls was a 3, so yep.
Okay.
But as far as stars, this was a delightful session all
Mhm.
around, and I am never, ever, ever going to forget demonic possession as a date subject. That was hilarious.
That was the best.
So good. So good. And yeah, I am really looking forward to finding out how we pull all the pieces together. And I as a player and Pearl as a character very intrigued with Elias slash Flagrante, because Pearl is always impressed with people who can be that much of a chameleon,
Yeah.
who can change
Mhm.
their self-presentation that completely. And so part of her is just like, ooh, I want to talk to this person. I want to know this person.
That's what we
So-
should do next session.
Yeah, we'll see if we get a chance.
I mean, you don't have to do the freewheeling discussion right away. You can still
Right.
do however much more meddling or dangerous things that you want to do, but just, just
Mhm.
realize it's like, just have to get some stuff done.
Yep.
So,
So that's for me.
You ready, Sai? Or
Go
you want
ahead.
me to
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, definitely stars. This is a lot of fun. Sai, your date, not date. Your murder board, not murder board. Like, I feel like nothing was as it seemed this time. No, but I did really like, and just like Pearl seeing the person that wasn't there, maybe, or what is that nonsense? Why has Mazi not seen it? I told you guys you should have had the appetizers, it's protection appetizers. Yeah. I think it's really interesting. I am looking forward to definitely finding more about this very interesting Elias person, and trying to figure out how we can pin this all on Dalrymple, because listen, police corruption, it's right there. It's a very large platter he's on.
I
Okay,
mean, really. I agree.
so but yeah, awesome, everybody all around.
All right, for my stars, I would say I really am enjoying the dynamic that the three mavens have, how we're like coming together and splitting apart, and just your guys' characters make me laugh every time, and it's so much fun. And Mads, I feel like I say it every time we play, but your NPCs are, top shelf.
Mm-hmm.
As far as wishes go, I definitely am looking forward to also pinning it on Dalrymple. I think maybe if we could
Yes.
bust this city wide open and burn it down, that would be awesome. I'm thinking of the headlines now. 3 octogenarians crack multi-level police corruption scheme dating back 80 years or something like that. It's going to be awesome. And as for, yeah, that's wishes. And Mads, I just want to say that I like your shirt.
thank you.
It's the dust sprites.
It is.
I love them
So
so
cute.
Soot
much.
sprites. I love them. Yes, I got lucky and I got this dress and I was just like, oh, they're so cute. Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, like stars for this session because you guys, as always, these characters are just so lived in and just so fun and real. It's hilarious, but then also you guys also have this weirdness of murders to deal with. I'm like, oh my god. I mean, I have to say, it's like I haven't made it as dangerous as it could be, but, you know, we still have the rest of the night to go, so can't wait to see how you decide to resolve this, or what have you, or who did it. Maybe not Dalrymple. I mean, I'm not saying he's protected. You can totally suspect him if you want. I've heard of people, like, you know, pretty much putting Dalrymple away after the first episode.
Then we take over the town.
Right. Oh my gosh. Well,
Mafia
you might be
queen.
discovering some other things, right? You know, like you cut off one head and then like two worse ones will sprout up. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. I play to find out. It's all good. So yeah, stars for the, oh my god, the demonic possession. I'm like, seriously? Oh my god. And and I am very, very sorry. It's a weird star. I apologize, but I mean, for whatever reason, Pearl, you always manages to get the luck for finding the weirdest shit to happen. I actually did mean for Mazi to see it, but you were the one looking. God damn it. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. It's becoming
It
Pearl's
pays to be oblivious, guys.
situation, and I'm the one who picked the Dale Cooper move.
That's true.
So
That's very
I
true.
said, "Give me the spooky."
Yeah,
and
you are getting the spooky.
You have absolutely given me the spooky.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh no, it's been great. I mean, like, you know, this has just been, it's like so much fun. And again, it's like I'm finding out as you're finding out, which makes it even more laughable, because it's like, do I have a plan? Not really. But then when the plan actually comes together, like, I hope that you will not only have fun, but then you'll be scared out of your wits.
Yeah.
That's what
I
I'm
think
hoping
so,
for.
because you've done such a great job of picking up the symbolism and spooky threads that come up naturally and or that we add and tying them together. So
Mm-hmm.
You know, you give me the ammunition, I'm gonna fire the gun. It's like, that's how it goes, and it's beautiful. It's very symbiotic. I love it. You guys are
Yes.
awesome. So much great details, and you guys are just giving it to me, and I'm like, oh my god!
And we're like, we don't want this, but we also want it.
We also want it. Wait a second. Wait, is it the players or the characters?
the
Yes.
characters don't want it. The players are like,
Yes.
Gimme.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh, so juicy. I mean, would we have come up with, like, you know, Alonso and and Thomas or whatever without you guys? No, we would not have. You know, so yeah, it's been great, and yeah, I mean, who knows how it's gonna go. I will say, we should be wrapping this up. We should be wrapping up Blood and Black Gloves as of
Next week.
next week. Yes.
Yeah.
That will give me several weeks to look at the final, the Dark Conspiracy, for August 23rd, I think, is the next time we will end up playing, because of everybody
Yes.
going away and such, which is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine, because I always need a break before I do the big
27.
final, the big final. However, I usually do the big final as a 2-shot. So, I mean, let's take a look at our calendars. We don't have to do it now, but let's take a look at our calendars and see, like, what the next week is after that, just to see if we can just do them back to back and then just get her done, right? Because,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh my god, you guys. It's been a ride. I mean, we're not there yet, but we're getting there. And I'm just like, holy crap.
Are we ready for it to end? No.
Don't know.
But also, maybe a little, because it's getting creepy and spooky.
It's getting creepy and spooky, absolutely.
I don't want to die.
Well, you know, it's really up to you. It's
Yeah.
up to you guys. You guys still have plenty of
Take all your
crowns.
crowns and check out right before the very end.
Some people have actually done that, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like, you know, because, like, things just kind of escalate
Mhm.
and continually escalate, and then maybe you decide that's the big one,
And I'm
you
out.
know?
Bye.
So I remember when I did
Bye.
when I did my first thing, it was always like that. It was always like I didn't expect it to be as creepy and as scary as it was, but it was, and just the amount of emotion that I was feeling when I was going through my my Mavens group, taking it through the dark conspiracy. It was a really interesting experience. So I'm hoping I can provide that for you guys. So, alrighty. Have a wonderful week. I will
Indeed.
wish you happy gaming for anything that you're doing, and I will see you next week to see about the resolution to Blood and Black Gloves. Alrighty. I will do a little stinger. I think as we're listening to Flagrante Delicto sing this, throaty song, something grimmer, something sadder, something with some heart to it. I think the echoes of their song head downstairs, like as we pan the camera below Marcell and Club Silenzio, even lower, down some dark staircases and silhouettes, and we see figures making their way down some sub-steps into a sub-basement, into a tunnel, into some caves, and there is a light flicked on, a lighter onto a candle, and you just see hooded figures, like all of them looking down, and one says, "It's almost ready," and another says, "I should hope so. We've been planning this for years. We can't mess it up now." And the third, "We can't mess it up now. It's too close. The ritual must be completed. And the everything, the master, the entities, will rule over all." And when they raise their hood to say this, you see nothing but black. Roll credits. Alrighty. See you next week.
Quick
Bye.
question.
Bye-bye.
Wait, quick
Yes.
question.
Yes.
As a watcher, watching
watcher.
the show,
Yeah.
a viewer,
Yeah.
would you say that we would recognize those voices?
No.
Okay.
Because distorted. We're in a
Okay.
tunnel. We're in a cave.
I wasn't
it's like
sure
it's
if they were like
bouncing back and
distinct
forth.
voices. Like
No, you don't recognize it. I mean, like, you can try, but you're like,
I could pretend.
who's that? Yes, exactly.
You're muted, Sai.
Take a guess.
The fan boards are just rife
That's
with.
what I was
That was
saying.
the fan
The
board.
subreddit is going to be on fire.
Subreddit's
tonight.
like, who is that? I think I know.
Tolerable.
I slowed it down and I changed the tone.
But if you play it backwards,
Exactly.
I love you guys. Yay!
We're here for it.
We are totally here for it. Thank you.
Yep.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.